Hey everybody, welcome. This is No Bones About Wrestling, and this is AEW Weekly. I'm your host, Asa. Hey, how's it going? Just me this evening. Kay Fabulous is occupied. She'll be with us for the uncensored watch along at 7:50, but obviously not for AEW Weekly here. Um, so yeah, it was a good week for AEW, I thought, for the most part. Both Dynamites, since we've done a show, were very good. Collision, not so good. But we're gonna have a shorter version of the show tonight, I believe. And yeah, let's get right to the TV reports. All right, so Dynamite, March 12th in Fresno, California. We had a trios match. We had the Ops, of course, that's former world champ Samoa Joe, former FTW champ Hook, and former Ring of Honor Pure champion Katsuyori Shibata. They took on Vinny Pacifico, Eli Theseus. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Eric? And someone whose name I didn't catch, and it was a squash match. The Ops won. Shibata pinned Vinny Pacifico after a running kick to the face. So win there for the Ops. We saw a tag team we haven't seen before. We saw Hologram, still undefeated, and former TNT champ Powerhouse Hobbs. They took on uh, Brian Cage and Dralistico. And this match was very good, I thought. Two teams we've never seen before. And, of course, we had the power of Hobbs and Cage and the awesome Lucha Libre acrobatics of Hologram and Dralistico. Very good match. Powerhouse Hobbs pinned Dralistico after a spine buster. Next up, we had an international title number one contender tournament match. We had Speedball Mike Bailey, who's undefeated, taking on the Beast Mortos, who almost never wins. And it was another great match. Of course, the speed of Bailey and the strength of Mortos, and Mortos is pretty quick for as large as he is, also. Bailey won, of course, stays undefeated. 4.5 bones out of 5. Very good match. And I'm not sure if I said the last match. Hologram and Powerhouse Hobbs win 4.5 bones out of 5 for both of those. Then we had Platinum Max Caster making another open challenge, which he doesn't win these. And Konosuke Takeshita came out to answer him. And Takeshita pinned Caster with the Raging Fire very quickly, and the former international champ got the win. Then we had Willow Nightingale taking on Penelope Ford, and this match was it was okay, but it was a little awkward. Willow Nightingale got the win with a running push. Just ran and pushed Ford down and got the pin. And the main event of Dynamite last week was the international title number one contender tournament match. We had Orange Cassidy versus Hechicero from CMLL, and the former international champ Cassidy got the win. He pinned Hechicero. Another excellent match. This Dynamite was pretty good, I thought. Um, Cassidy gets the win. He advances to the Fatal Four Way for number one contendership, and yeah, very good match. 4.5 bones out of 5. Match of the night, I think, was probably Cassidy versus Hechicero. Worst match of the night was Takeshita beating Caster because it was a squash. And yeah, very good show. I'd give it 4.5 bones out of 5. I don't remember what I gave it at the time, but that's what I would give it looking back at it. All right, we had Collision, March 15th. Started off with an international title number one contender tournament match. We had Ricochet taking on Katsuyori Shibata, the former Ring of Honor Pure champion, and excellent match as you would expect. And Ricochet pinned Shibata with his feet on the ropes, and Ricochet continues his nice turn as a heel there, getting the win over Shibata. And Ricochet advances to the Fatal Four Way for number one contendership. Then we had a squash. Powerhouse Hobbs pinned Winston-Salem's own Griff Garrison. And then we had another international title #1 contender tournament match. We had the Battle of the Marks. We had Mark Davis versus Mark Briscoe. And this was a very, it was okay, but pretty average. Um, Mark Davis won the upset. He pinned Mark Briscoe after a pile driver. And this one I gave 3 bones out of 5. Just kind of decent. Next up, we had the Murder Machines, Lance Archer and Brian Cage, and they took on some enhancement talent whose names I did not catch. Murder Machines got the win with a double team power bomb. Then we had Hologram, undefeated still, and Top Flight, and they took on 3 members of Shane Taylor Productions. They took on the Infantry and former Ring of Honor Pure Champion Lee Moriarty. Uh, Pretty good match. Dante Martin pinned one of the Infantry. I think it might have been Carly Bravo. I think that's his name. Um, I'm not sure which though, but good match. Hologram and Top Flight got the win. 4 bones out of 5. Next up on Collision, we had the undefeated Megan Bayne taking on former world champion Thunder Rosa. And this match was a little awkward too. Their styles didn't really seem to mesh. Megan Bayne pinned Thunder Rosa after an F5. I'm not sure what she calls it. Fate's Descent or something like that. But this match was just okay. Megan Bayne stays undefeated. 3 bones out of 5. A decent match. And the main event on Collision, we had a tag team match. We had former world champions FTR taking on Kyle O'Reilly and former international champ Roderick Strong. And pretty good tag match. They gave us some time, and story developed, and yeah, it was a good match, entertaining. FTR got the win in that one. As I said, this is going to be a short edition of the show this week. All right, and we had Dynamite last night, March 19th in Omaha, Nebraska, and there was a blizzard, and there was a fear that a lot of the performers weren't going to make it to the show, but eventually they made it, so that's nice. Oh, there we go. And Willie says that tag match was the only thing good about Collision. I don't know. Like I said, there were a couple other good matches. There's a couple others. But Collision was not great this week. It was very uneven. That's for sure. All right, Dynamite, AEW International Title, #1 contender, 4-way match. Very good match. Ended kind of weird. Mike Bailey and Ricochet both got simultaneous pins, so Mike Bailey stays undefeated. Orange Cassidy and Mark Davis also in the match. Very good match. Everyone shined except Mark Davis didn't really get a chance to, for whatever reason. Very good match though. 4.5 bones out of 5. And so at Dynasty we have Kenny Omega defending the international title against Bailey and Ricochet. Up next, we had an AEW TBS title match. Mercedes Moné, another undefeated star, defending against 19-year-old Billy Starks. And pretty good match. Very much like a Japanese style match. Very strong style, if you want to call it that. And Monet won by submission to whatever that move's called. She used to call it the bank statement in WWE. But good match. Billy Starks put on a good showing. She's going to be very good. And she keeps improving, I feel like. 4 bones out of 5. Good women's match. Up next, I'm not sure why this didn't main event the show. I've not heard why, but it was the AEW World Title Street Fight match, where we had John Moxley, leader of the Death Riders, defending against Adam Copeland, or Cope, as they call him now. And this was definitely better than their match at Revolution. Moxley beat Copeland by knockout to a chokehold. We saw a spot that apparently a lot of people didn't like. Copeland took his spiked bat, Spike, as he calls it, and slammed Moxley on it, and the bat was sticking through Moxley's back. So wow, that was cool, brutal. Eric, did you watch any NCAA today? That's all I did today. I did that, and I took my dog for a walk, and that's all I did. I watched. What did I watch? I watched Clemson just lose by 2 to McNeese State, which I bet on and lost. I watched some of the Auburn game, which Auburn won. I think that game is over. Auburn won. What else? I bet on Houston to beat whoever the hell they were playing. The line was 38.5, and I bet on Houston. They won by 38, not 39, so I lost that bet. But BYU is playing VCU right now, and I bet on BYU to win, and they're winning. So that's good. I'm cheering for UNC. I don't think they're going to win. I think Duke's going to win, unfortunately. But yeah, the only one I missed, I made 3 brackets, and one of them is pretty good. The only one I missed on it so far is Clemson. But yeah, no, that's all I did today. I love the college basketball tournaments. Yeah, good games today. I agree. Yeah. won't get to see any more. Maybe a late game. I'll get to see some of the late games. I don't know how late they go tonight, but we are doing our uncensored 95 watch along at 7:50 tonight, 7:50. So hopefully people can pull themselves away from the NCAA and join us. And that's available on Peacock to watch. I think it may be available on YouTube also. I swear I saw it on YouTube the other day. So check there if you don't have Peacock. That's going to be a fun watch along, I think. But yeah, Moxley holds on to the belt. A lot of people thought Copeland was winning it. Nope. Nopeland. Up next, we had a match that was, well, we thought destined to be the match of the night, but it wasn't. It was just a little too short and a little one-sided. But it was Will Ospreay, former international champ, taking on AR Fox, who always loses. And Ospreay pinned Fox. Good match. Good match. 4 bones out of 5. As Ospreay picks up the win. And the main event of Dynamite, for some reason, was the undefeated Megan Bayne taking on former TBS champion Chris Statlander. And Megan Bayne got the win. She pinned Statlander with Fate's Descent, her version of the F5. And so, yeah, as I said, Megan Bayne gets the win, stays undefeated. And I gave that match 4 bones out of 5. I forget if I just said that. So match of the night was that 4-way for the international title #1 contender that Bayley and Ricochet won. Worst match of the night, least good, I should say, was Bayne versus Statlander. It was still a good game, good match. All right, and so, like I said, tonight's show is going to be short, like maybe 20 minutes long or something, because K Fabulous isn't with me. It's I don't like doing this alone. The show, it's hard to just talk for fucking 45 minutes. But she will be with me for the watch along of WCW Uncensored at 7:50 tonight. So Dynasty we have coming up. We have a couple matches booked so far. We have Jon Moxley defending the world title against #1 contender, former world champ Swerve Strickland. Should be a good one. We'll see what happens there. Moxley, I've learned never pick against him in AEW, so we'll see. In our predictions, I will definitely pick Moxley. Who else have we got? We've got world champion Toni Storm, who's been just excellent since she's returned. And she's defending against the undefeated Megan Bayne. And hopefully they don't have Bayne win the belt from Toni, because Toni's on quite a roll. And we've got Kenny Omega defending the international title against Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey in a triple threat match, which sounds like the match of the night. I'm not usually a triple threat match fan, but that should be excellent. And Willie says, "Are you sure you want to watch Uncensored?" Yeah, we're sure. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I thought it was a fun show. Now, I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't seen it in almost 30 years. Um, but I remember enjoying it. So, yeah, we're going to watch it. Um, and hopefully we enjoy it. We'll have fun talking, even if we don't enjoy the show. You know, we always do. And as I said, K Fabulous will be with me for that watch along. Willie says I tried. Don't blame me. I got you. And I think next week we'll probably return to doing a WrestleMania watch alongs. I'm not sure which one. We already did 4 and 5 this year. I know we did 10 last year. We did a couple others last year, so I'm not sure what we'll do next week, but I think it'll be a WrestleMania watch along on Thursday. All right, and as I said, this is gonna be a short edition of the show, so sorry about that. But it is now time for the top 5. The top 5 rankings for March 20th. They're all based on this past week, what's happened. And they were all made by me tonight. No K Fabulous input since she's not on the show. So there was no shin kicking, there was no arguing, there was no fighting. So yeah, just me. Let's start with the women. Number 5, Chris Statlander, former TBS champ, back in the rankings. As I said, lost to Megan Bain, but looked good. Number 4, back in the rankings, former world champion Thunder Rosa, who was another victim of Megan Bain, but again looked good. Number 3, she's down. She's still undefeated, down from number 2 last week, and that's the TBS champion Mercedes Moné, number 3, who defended her title against Billy Starks last night. Number 2 is the new number 1 contender, the undefeated Megan Bain. They have been pushing her very hard. And number 1, again, is the world champion, Toni Storm. So we got Toni Storm, number 1. Number 2, Megan Bain. Number 3, Mercedes Moné. Number 4, Thunder Rosa. Number 5, Chris Statlander. All right, and for the teams, it was a strange week for teams. Number 5, we got first time they've made it, Lee Moriarty and the Infantry, the trios team. Number 4, same spot as last week, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, who lost to FTR on Collision, but looked very good, of course. Good team. Number 3, we got the Murder Machines back in the top 5, who got a win over some jobbers, but hey, a win's a win. Number 2, their first time, I believe their first time as a team, and so it's their first time in the top 5. And that's Hologram and Top Flight. Just an awesome team. Got the win over Moriarty and the Infantry on Collision. And number 1, they've been there before. They're back in the top 5. And that is FTR, who beat O'Reilly and Strong. So number 1, FTR. Number 2, Hologram and Top Flight. Number 3, the Murder Machines. Number 4, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Number 5, Lee Moriarty and the Infantry. So neither the Trios champions, the Death Riders, nor the Tag Team champions made appearances this week. So that's why neither of them are in the rankings. And last but not least, the men. We've got number 5. I think it's his first time in the rankings. I'm not sure. The undefeated Speedball Mike Bailey, new number 1 contender for the international title. Number 4, the other number 1 contender for the international title, back in the top 5, and that is Ricochet, who's been on quite a roll. Number 3, he's up from number 5 last week. He got the win over AR Fox last night on Dynamite, and that is Will Ospreay at number 3. Number 2, again, is the number 1 contender, Swerve Strickland, former world champ. And number 1, he has been there for months, and that is the world champion, Jon Moxley, who successfully defended against Adam Copeland last night on Dynamite. So for the men, that's number 1, Moxley. Number 2, Swerve Strickland. Number 3, Will Ospreay. Number 4, Ricochet. Number 5, Speedball Mike Bailey. And folks, like I said, K Fabulous isn't with me, and I couldn't get another co-host, so that's the show for tonight. Because like I said, I'm not just gonna sit here talking by myself for 45 minutes. So sorry, it's a shorter edition. We did the bone ratings. We talked a little about Dynasty. We'll talk more as more matches get added. It's coming up soon, so they need to start adding some matches. And sorry, Fazby. Yeah, short edition of the show. And we did the top 5 rankings. That's all we're doing tonight. But again, WCW tonight, WCW Uncensored 95 watch along 750 750. It's on Peacock, and I think it's on YouTube also if you don't have Peacock. But yeah, so I always say 750 because we try and start at 8. So I say 750 so people can get on and pull it up on Peacock and all that, and then we try to actually start the show at the same time at 8 o'clock. So yeah, check us out for that. What else have we got going on? Tomorrow night we're off, and then Saturday Collision watch along at 10:55. Sunday they're doing Collision again, and at 10:55 thereabouts. So we're gonna do watch alongs Saturday and Sunday night. But one more time, WCW Uncensored 95 tonight, 750 750, our watch along. And that's it for now. I'm gonna eat some dinner or something. And Switch says it's on YouTube too. Awesome, he'll be there. Yeah, like I said, I think it's on YouTube and Peacock, so that's cool. But yeah, folks, I'll see you in a little bit, I hope. And thanks for watching this shortened edition of AEW Weekly this week. Next week, we'll be back to our normal time, Wednesday at 6, and K Fabulous will be back. So it'll be a normal length edition. But for now, I'll see you hopefully at 7:50. Fazby says I lost weight. I don't think so. I think I'm just shooting the camera from above. But thank you. That's nice of you. All right, everybody. See you at 7:50. I hope.